Hi, Karen with you today. Thank you so much for joining me. I have a scrapbook layout for Kitaholic Kits using the December 2021 kit. I am using the main and the mixed media kit today, and I have pre-cut out and done some fussy cutting prior to me turning on my camera, and I'm using the patterned paper that has those hexagonal shapes, and I have sort of roughly worked out where I want them to sit on the page, and I'm going to have quite a heavy mixed media background here using those beautiful watercolors as part of the kit. And I've put on some lead pencil just roughly where I'm thinking those pieces are going to sit, because I want to create like a rainbow effect across the page, even though it's not a full rainbow because I'm not using all the colors of the rainbow. And I have pre-gessoed my white textured cardstock. And to kick off the process, I did spray water into the palette there and let it soak for a few moments just to start releasing some of the pigment. And oh my goodness, the beautiful radiant colors that come out of this watercolor kit are so lovely this month. I love it. So I've also added in some water when I can, I've got a water spray bottle, and then I allow the paint and the water to soak through and mix around the page by lifting it up and turning it around a little bit and just giving it a little bit of help with also my paintbrush as well. And I really, really wanted to give a really richness to this layout as well. So I've put a number of layers across the page, and I just continue to add water as I move along as well, just to give some of that depth. So I then just continue on with that beautiful jadey sort of aqua color as well. And I've gone with I'm using the brush there from the kit as well. And I do use some of the wider brushes that I have in my kit. I found it was just getting a little bit much. This little brush though is perfect for splatters, which you'll see a little bit later as well. So I just continue to add on some of the watercolor, add some more water, let it spread around the page, and then basically that's my initial component of my layout. Now while that was drying, you will see in a moment as we flip through, I do add some white splatters to the page and also some gold splatters, which I will show you any moment as we move through the recording today. These colors, like I said before, in this paint palette are so lovely and lush. And they were really easy to work with. Once that water was on, you can either you can use it as being quite thick, or you can add some more water to make it quite watery and spread around the page as well. I'm hoping that makes sense. My layout today is going to feature a couple of photos. So I've got a multi-photo layout today, which is a little bit different for me. I don't always use multiple photos on my layouts, as anyone, if you've been following me for a while, would know that. But I've been recently going through a lot of my printed photos and a couple of albums, and I've been putting things into albums and sort of sorting a few things, and realized I actually I haven't come across yet. I do have a huge pile of layouts to get through. But I went on a trip several years ago with Jacob over Christmas and New Year to New Zealand, and I don't think I've actually scrapped a single photo from that trip. Yeah, it's weird. I'm sure I have at some point, but I definitely can't find any layouts from the pile so far. So I thought this is a perfect opportunity to get some of those photos done. So you'll see there that I've added my white splatters and my gold. I've also stuck down the pieces of the hexagons, and I have placed them up on foam to give a little bit of texture to the page as well. Now, if you saw my first video for the month of Kitaholic Kits, you would have seen that I talked about fussy cutting out those butterflies, and I thought they were perfect for these photos. This is a photo of us at Hobbiton, and when we went to the film set there, and there was wonderful flowers on the ground and all that sort of stuff. So I imagined in my mind when I was pulling this together that there was butterflies flying around everywhere. I don't think there was any on the day, but that's how I see the flowers that are around throughout the Hobbiton experience, which was absolutely fantastic. It does seem a little bit odd that you would have that type of thing, but I love how after one of the movies, obviously I think it might have been after The Hobbit, I'm probably wrong, where they decided to use all the set as renewable pieces so it could stay to become this Hobbiton adventure. And it was such a fun thing to go to that day. I did discover, though, that I'm pretty short. Well, we all know I'm short, and I could have easily fitted into nearly all of the Hobbiton houses without really ducking my head. Anyway, I digress. So I wanted to give a little bit of that colour tone by tone. So the flower, I added one of the fussy cut out flowers. Actually, that one is from the die cut set, and I have cut out the white space, the border around that. It didn't look right having the white border on there. Then I have just stuck down just the centers of the butterflies so they are fluttering around the page. I do fiddle a little bit more to see whether I wanted to put any more of the ephemera on the page, and I decided not to. It was starting to get quite overwhelming and quite busy with all of those butterflies. So I've used some of the darker blue butterflies, and then it goes to some of the greeny butterflies and the aqua ones on the right hand side. And I've taken the title from the sticker book as the sticker sheet as well, where it's just love it. I do have journaling on the back side of this page, as I don't like my handwriting very much, so I do a lot of my journaling on the back sides of my pages. I add in some more of the white splatters as well, and that is just the Dina Wakley gloss spray from my stash. And I also use the gold shimmer spray that we got in the mixed media kit a couple of months ago. I love that shimmer. It gives a lovely shimmer across the page on any layout. It's so pretty. It's basically sitting on my desk all the time, and it pretty much goes on in nearly every layout at the moment since we got that. I also decided that seeing I'd made that quite busy, that page, I felt it needed a little bit of grounding. So I grab out one of the pattern papers and I cut around as thin a possible border as I could, because this particular paper also has some of the flowers, and I didn't want to lose all of them because I wasn't sure whether I was going to need them for a later layout. And I've then just cut off some strips just around each corner or each side of the layout, and stuck this down with some glue as well, just to give it that added extra bonus of strength across that page, because there is so much mixed media. I think it would have fallen away if I'd used just double-sided tape or something like that. I then also ruffle up the edges, and that is pretty much my layout done. So as always, I want to say thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate the likes and the comments, and I try to get back to everyone as I can. And I look forward to seeing you next time. I've got quite a number of close-ups for you, so you can see that watercolor and all the splatters, which I love, and how the dimension of the butterflies. I hope you're having a wonderful creative month. I will see you next time. Bye for now.